So Don Lemon, after 17 years at CNN, has been fired. He was fired abruptly. The man was even told to his face at the company he worked with for 17 years that he was fired. Now, I want to walk a little bit what I already talked about with Don Lemon in the past about he was already on the way out. If you pay attention to them folks and how they move, you already seen the play they was running on Don Lemon. But the New York Times came out and said that this video, this short clip I'm going to show you, of Don Lemon actually doing the right thing by black people is what made him actually get fired. Let's roll that clip.
With due respect, I find your explanation reductive and actually insulting, including to black Americans, to say that black people today, compared to 1964, 1865, haven't made progress in part because of the freedoms we secured. And the Second Amendment was part of what secured them.
Hang on, please. I cannot keep a thought if you guys are talking to me in my ear. So hang on one second. So to say that black people, say what you said again.
Black people secured their freedoms after the Civil War. It is a historical fact, Don. Just study it. Only after their Second Amendment rights were secured.
They were not secured their freedoms after the Civil War. That is not, you are discounting Reconstruction. You're discounting a whole host of things that happened after the Civil War when it comes to African Americans, including the whole reason that the Civil Rights Movement happened is because black people did not secure their freedoms after the Civil War, and that things turned around. People tried to change the freedoms that were supposed to happen.
And you know how they got it? They got their Second Amendment rights, and they actually got, the NRA played a big role in that. But today, Don, the NRA
did not play a big role in that.
They trained black Americans how to use firearms.
That's a lie. That's not. The NRA did not play a big role in that.
This is just historical fact.
It's not historical fact.
The part that I find,
because you say it's historical fact,
the part that I find insulting is when you say today black Americans don't have those rights after we have gone through civil rights revolution in this country.
You are sitting here telling an African American about the rights and what you find insulting about the way I live, the skin I live in every day.
Here's where you and I have a different point of view.
Black and white that black people don't have in this country, and that black people do have.
Well, here's where you and I have a different point of view. I think we should be able to express our views regardless of the color of our skin. We should have this debate.
I'm not saying you
without me regarding you as a black man,
but
me regarding you as a fellow citizen.
That you're
That's what I think we should say.
Whatever ethnicity you are, explaining to me
whatever ethnicity
about what it's like to be black.
Whatever ethnicity I am, I'll tell you what I am. I'm an Indian American. I'm proud of it. But I think we should have this debate. Black, white doesn't matter.
I think we should have this debate.
On the content of the ideas.
If you're going to do it, you should do it in an honest way and in a fair way. And what you're doing is not an honest and fair way. Okay? But we appreciate you coming on.
With due respect, Don, I look forward to continuing that conversation.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, out of all the times that Don Lemon has said things that I totally disagree with, the times that he was shilling so hard for the Democrats, he actually was on code with black people, and he was defending black people and repeating American history as it was happening, as it was written. This guy comes from India. He don't know our history. Obviously, he is an idiot. He made himself like a complete idiot. And Don was doing the right thing as a black man, defending his community and correcting this dude. And I know CNN didn't like say, well, what ethnicity are you? Where you from? Like when he asked that question, oh, they didn't like that. Because wait a minute, is Don using that delineation talk? What do you mean, where you from? This man sit up here and try to argue with Don Lemon about our history, saying the Second Amendment, black people couldn't have no guns for anything. Because of the Black Panthers, Ronald Reagan in California started those draconian gun laws. But the fact is that Don did the right thing and he let him go. They told his agent about it, and that's how he got the message. And Don was like, man, y'all could have at least told me. I mean, y'all do me like this? And they said, oh, it was agreed. It wasn't agreed. They fired Don Lemon. But see, when you have seen these folks and how they move, remember when they removed him off his primetime show? And I said then, at the time, Don, you should have quit. The primetime show on their networks is like the tip of the top. You've been having that primetime show for a long time, brother. You should have said, you know what? Y'all take me off my primetime show to put me on a morning show with these two Karens? Nah, man, I ain't going out like that. I'll just go ahead and quit while I'm on top. And then I'll just go ahead and do my own thing. That's what I'll do. I'll cash out all my 401 and anything else I got, and I'm out of here. Don didn't do that. Don tried to stay with him. Put him in the middle of them females. Wasn't long. What was the first controversy? When Nikki Haley had made a comment about the age of Joe Biden. him shilling for the Democrats, defending Joe Biden, said Nikki Haley wasn't her prime either.
She says people, politicians or something are not in their prime. Nikki Haley isn't in her prime. Sorry. When a woman is considered to be in her prime in her 20s and 30s and maybe 40s.
What are you talking? Wait.
That's not according to me.
Prime for what?
It depends. I mean, it's just like prime. If you look it up, if you Google when is a woman in her prime, it'll say 20s, 30s, and 40s. I don't necessarily.
40s. Oh, I got another.
I'm not saying I agree with that. So I think she has to be careful about saying that politicians aren't in their prime.
You need to qualify. Are you talking about prime for like childbearing, or are you talking about prime for being pregnant?
Two females sitting next to him. Oh, what do you mean by that? So he explained that women in 50 plus aren't in their prime anymore. They're not in their childbearing years anymore. There's a lot of things that go down, at that age, which scientifically he was correct. Then the one of them said at the time, well, I'm glad I got a few years to go. Well, you look like you was 50 already. I didn't know you was in your 40s. So Don was already, they pulled their Karen antics. I can't work with him. I'm not coming to work, all that mess, right? And then this situation. When Don said, hey, stay out of my ear, I can't think, they were basically telling him to be quiet. And Don let this guy say anything he wants. So Don got off script and actually defended black folk. And this is what happened. They fired him after 17 years. They was already looking to fire him. How these folks move, ladies and gentlemen, it's like if you played football before, right? They do nothing new. Nothing. They are not a progressive people. They run the same play. It's like you play football. You're on offense. You see them lining up for a blitz. You're like, oh, man, I seen this blitz coming. You go ahead on and call an audible. And when you go do a run play, you're like, oh, no. They blitzing. Hey, wide receivers, go out tight end, go on this side too. Running back, you go be a receiver too. We about to burn them on this play. That's really what it is with these white supremacists. They have no new codes, no new anything that they're doing if you study them long enough. As a black person, you can do all that shilling for the Democrats. You can do all that, what you want to do against your own community. At the end of the day, they will not honor you. Look at Tucker Carlson. He just got fired, but look at what it took to get him fired. He almost cost the company $1 billion. If Tucker Carlson would have been doing this, he would still be having his job. See, that's the difference between a white man and a black man. And he's LGBT. Don't matter. White LGBT always going to trump black LGBT. You understand what I'm saying? But some people, celebrating it. Listen, I don't celebrate nobody's downfall. I'm just saying that Don should have seen this coming. Now, Don, get out, get yourself back out there, continue doing what you like to do. You don't need CNN to do that. Look at people like myself and many others. We do our thing, so do yours. But shilling for the Democrats not going to back you up. Let me know what y'all think about Don getting fired. He got fired after 17 years and done wrong. I told y'all, working around them females, them Karens, especially as a black man, it's dangerous. I've seen so many black men lose their job being around them.